Hola people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and I film from Kaduna, Nigeria. You know this already. Today, we will be going on with the series. I know there was a time we started it, sometime last year or so, and we gave it a purse. Life on campus. We are coming right now with episode 2. So we are here at Ahmadubellouniversity area and we'll be talking, with students across faculties, asking them questions about their experiences so far on campus and what advice they have to give to, incoming students. Come with me.
Ahmadubellouniversity is the largest university in sub-Saharan Africa. It has 17 faculties, 106 departments, 16 research institutes, and 3 colleges of agriculture. According to Sir Ahmadu Bello, the founder of this great citadel, the vision of Ahmadubellouniversity is to be a world-class university comparable to any other, engaged in imparting contemporary knowledge using high-quality facilities and multidisciplinary approaches to men and women of all races, as well as generating new ideas and intellectual practices relevant to the needs of its immediate community, Nigeria, and the world at large. Abu-Zaria is known for character and learning, and it is naturally ahead. In this video, we have 8 questions for 9 faculties, starting with the Faculty of Arts.
What peculiar challenges did you face as a new student in the university and how did you overcome them?
I think one of my most challenges was the courses. I wasn't used to, my secondary school, I had just social studies and so you see lit 2 something, one know this, one know that. I didn't know the courses and the codes. It was really confusing, but I got to ask questions and I was able to navigate.
Well, I think the biggest challenge for me was coming in as a student from secondary school without a proper orientation of any tertiary institution. No remedial, nothing, just basically direct from the SSCE, JAM, UTM, direct. So I think it was about adapting, fitting in, getting used to being alone, out of the house, I think that was the biggest challenge. Nothing really academic in the first year. Basically just adjusting to life as an adult. That's just the biggest challenge. I think with time, when few weeks, months, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you get used to that. I think for my first year, that was the biggest challenge. Nothing academic really from that in my first year.
Okay. First and foremost, one of the challenges I faced was actually locating some places, and the best way I could get over such challenge was asking for directions, because when you ask for directions you cannot get missing. So getting to find the, let's say, faculty, getting to find the dean's office and all of that, there were actually challenges as a new student, but I was able to overcome that.
Yeah, as a new student in the university, the first challenge I faced was how to network with people, because from the kind of family I come from, I used to be indoor mostly, and coming outside, the need for socializing with other students and relating with them perfectly is my first challenge. And I kind of navigate that by attending extra classes, tutorials, group discussion, and all that. Through that, I maintained some very good network of friends, and that helped me to overcome my challenge.
I think the biggest challenge was sort of living away from my family, transitioning from secondary school to university, which was very difficult, especially since I went to a private secondary school. And honestly, the method of teaching, the attention you get, the materials and resources at your disposal, and then having to come here where you have to basically fend for yourself, it was really difficult, but here we are.
Okay, as far as challenges go, I think I came here when I was roughly around the age of 16, 17. So I was pretty young. Though I attended SBRS, so I had a little experience with, leaving secondary school. But as far as this environment is concerned, I think the challenges I faced mostly were lifestyle. I actually found it very hard to adjust to the environment, and when you have to wake up in the morning, there's no light, there's no heater to boil water, and sometimes taking your breakfast before you leave, those things were quite challenging to me. And then the nature of how lectures are delivered in different, like for building, we have to take courses from building and then go to other faculties to take other courses like QS and sciences. So the stress of moving around from this faculty to that faculty as time goes on, it takes a toll on you. So for me, that was quite challenging.
Okay, coming from a secondary school where your life has already been arranged, and then coming to a university where your life is in your own hands, and then it was quite hard trying to get my life in my own hands. But then after a while, I just had to try my best to do what I could do, and then I was not giving good advices at 100 level. I didn't have anybody to advise me though. But then as subsequent time I had to reach out to people and I started getting the good advices I needed. So that was how I was able to.
I think the most peculiar issue I had when I came here was trying to fit in. I wasn't really the Hausa person. I'm a Muslim, but then I'm not really a Hausa person. So the cultural background was kind of an issue for me. But eventually I made friends in my own niche and I acclimatized and I actually just fitted in eventually, just like that. That was my major issue.
Okay, as a new student, the first challenge I faced was getting accustomed to what's happening in school, finding my lecture venues, trying to meet up for lectures, getting accommodation, and getting used to the university life. So I found these challenges, and how was I able to like overcome them? I made sure that at first and foremost, I knew what I was here for, which was studying. So definitely I had to follow the principles that were set that by meeting up with people that were serious too, that were going to attend same lectures I was going for. So I got information from them, class rep, I was able to get accommodation. So I think the people I met, the people I moved with when I came in, they played a very good factor in me settling down in this school, because this was my first time in the north. So I guess finding my feet was based on like other northerners that I met here that were serious with the academics, and we're able to find our feet together. Yeah.
Question 2. What are some strategies you have used to manage your time effectively and balance academics with extracurricular activities?
At first it was overwhelming, but I was able to cut out things that are not necessary. So that way I'll have time for the more important things. And if I'm able to do the more important things, then if I find extra time, then I just chip in those other things that are not really important.
Well, as you all know, pharmacy is a very, very demanding and time-consuming course. It takes a lot of time. In fact, we go to class 8 to 5. So tell me, if you are not smart with your time, you will not have time for any other activity. Basically, you're going to be in the class all day, and then in the night, you just take that little time to go and read for your test the next day. So basically, what I did at the beginning, it wasn't easy, but later on, I learned to have time management. I developed time management, and as of now, I can say, I've learned to manage my time very well, because I've gotten used to the system I'm in, and it wasn't difficult for me that much, because from my secondary school days, time was already being consumed. The same 8 to 5 routine that I go through here, I went through it in secondary school, especially during my SSCE. So that wasn't really much of a problem. The biggest problem was the tiredness and fatigue that comes from afterwards, and then having to read for tests the next day after finishing classes 8 to 5. That is my biggest challenge to date. But I believe I'm coping better and better as the years have gone by.
Okay, it's as simple as setting your priorities right. Just set your priorities right, know what brought you to school, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, I'll say I prioritize tasks as they come, and by prioritizing tasks, I look at the one that have the nearest deadline, and I focus more on that. So with ones that comes afterwards, I kind of look at them before time, and I make sure that I find myself in the right place at the right time, not going to where I don't have anything to gain there. So I only channel my effort to things that benefit me and make me attain academic excellence.
I don't do any extracurricular activities, honestly. I don't do anything. I basically just come to school, go to class, go back home, sleep, eat, and repeat.
First of all, I do love watching movies a lot, and I'm not the type that really reads that much. I don't really give in too much time to reading. I prefer to have a perfect time to read, and it's mostly around 8 o'clock, 8 to 12, unless if maybe I have maybe some side effects with the course, then I do have extra time. Something we students call TDB, till daybreak. But in most cases, I have a peculiar time to read, mostly 8 to 12.
Wow, that's not been easy at all. That's not been. But then I try to schedule my life like every morning. Okay, this is what I'm going to do from this to this, from this time to this time. Okay, we should do this, we should do this, we should do this, and then it's not every time I follow it, but then I try to arrange with that and work with it.
What I do is I get materials and find a way to read them. That's my major coping mechanism. Yeah.
Okay, first off, I'm a really jovial person, and I'm a person that I have a social life. I have a very active social life. So, but then I'm the kind of person that I am really, really focused, in the sense that I want to get my goals. I set my goals and I want to get them. So, how I was able to get balanced with to balance these social activities for my academics was, my first priorities was my academics. So any other thing came second. So if I had a test, I had presentations, I had exams, I made sure that, okay, I was really, really focused on reading, because definitely in school you have to actually read to pass. So if you're not reading, definitely you cannot pass your exams. So I made sure that, okay, my social life was active, but then it was not contradicting my academic life. That was how I was able to balance them both. I make sure academics came first and social activities came second.
What are your best strategies for studying and eventually acing your exams?
When the semester starts, I think I just read without worrying about maybe it's sinking in or not. Then towards the climax of the semester, I pay attention to details. Maybe people use the word cram, but more like I pay attention to key things. At that point, I'm trying to memorize things I already understand, so it's easier for me and it works. That's what works for me.
Basically, in this department, if you want to pass, you have to make sure you read every single day. Even if you are, whatever you do, just make sure you 2 hours, 3 hours read, and do whatever you want to do. Even if you don't have anything, just make sure you reduce the gap. Because if you don't read for one day, the next day you come to read, it's like you have nothing in your head. So on a Saturday, Sunday, free time, just open, scan through, just to satisfy your mind and say, okay, I've read this and I've covered something from it. So as the time goes by towards the exam, I think it's not going to be difficult for anybody, because you've always been reading constantly.
I am someone that loves to study alone, and then sometimes I actually go to the library, because you get resources that can be helpful to you. And okay, personally, when studying, I also make use of music. Just connect my earpiece and then I assimilate properly.
Yeah, my strategy for studying is having a group discussion. Right from 100 level, like I mentioned earlier, I maintain a very quality network of people who are doing well in my classes, as well as people who are also struggling. So this group discussion helped me a lot. At the point, I was the one coordinating it, and I ensure that I attend punctually, and I read beforehand, I contribute, I listen to others, and I gain very tangible points that will help me in my exams.
I'm not really the ideal student, honestly. My strategy is reading maybe a day or two to the exams. I would also attribute that to the fact that, well, alhamdulillah, I'm smart. So I don't really, let's say, have a long-term plan when it comes to studying. I just study when I need to and I get it done.
Well, for me, first, I find it very important to attend lectures. That's the first thing for me. I have to go to the class, attend the lecture, understand the lecturer, and pick out all the points that he says in class. The second is to get the lecture material. I make sure I get the material, whether it's hard copy or a soft copy. And then third is I go through it from the beginning to, I don't really pick points. I just read everything. I try to understand what the material says. And then I sometimes not in all cases, sometimes I do check past questions to see similarities in and differences between every year's question. And that's it for me.
Okay, reading with people. I think I like reading when a lot of people are there, when we are reading the same thing. For me, it works well for me. Like when I have so many of my classmates and then they're like, oh no, 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 it's this. From the small discussions that everybody is having, I get pinpoint, and that's just all I need.
I actually like reading late when I'm so scared that I'll fail the test. So I allow my adrenaline to like go high. I don't sleep overnight. I just read throughout the night. TDB kind of something. That's what I do.
I am actually a nocturnal person in terms of academics because I love reading at night. Yes, I found out that okay, that was the best for me because of the serenity. Everyone was calm. There were less people in classes. So that was the strategies mostly I used for reading for exams. I'm not the kind of person that, okay, on the get-go, I start to read maybe at the beginning of semester. No, I love to, I'm the kind of person that love to read under pressure. Like I like to hear there's tests, there's exams before I actually start reading. Attending lectures was pivotal too because like I get to learn a lot from what the lecturer has to say, and that helped me when I was studying, made my study work very easy. And again, I'll just mention again, okay, I'm the kind of person that I love to read at night. That was the strategy I used.
How have you built a support system or community of friends on campus?
I think through the extracurricular activities, I joined several extracurricular activities that exposed me to certain things that helped me academically. Yeah.
Building a support system on campus hasn't really been difficult because all of us here, we go through the same thing. We support each other. As you can see my friends over there, we're seeing the same shaggy together. So it's not really difficult. Everyone can relate to what the other person is going through. So in this faculty, I think having a support system in this faculty isn't difficult. And then outside is from the family. Family is always there for you and you'll be covered. And I've been covered.
Having people that are like-minded, having people with the same mindset as you, it really helps a lot when you're able to talk to people, even when you have challenges about academics, and they can relate and provide solutions to you.
My support system on campus are majorly people who have the same academic goal with me. And my academic goal, I mean doing well in class and also developing myself for the life outside the four walls of classroom. And through this, I participate in a lot of extracurricular activities, and among them is joining our student finance club. In fact, I collaborated with others to establish the club where students build career in preparation for life after school.
So my friends are actually quite supportive, and I'm not a really social person or friendly person. So like my closest friends in the school are from my department. I think we met in 100 level, and we just help each other, you know, keep each other updated, be there for each other when you just can't, and you just need someone to sort of lean on. We're sort of there for each other.
Okay. As far as friends go, I'm kind of a talkative. I talk a lot, so it's not very hard for me to make friends. Even in my class, I'm kind of very familiar with almost everybody in my class. So for me, it's easy to make friends. Though I'm not the type that can easily walk up to someone and say, hi, can we be friends? But due to how I socialize with people, as time goes on, you know, I get used to everybody.
I'm a very popular person. I'm very friendly. I'm one of the most popular girls in engineering. And that has really helped me in knowing more people with that.
I'm a very social person. I could just see you walk up to you and just say hello. Eventually, we end up being friends. So, in fact, it was more like too easy because we're all family here, kind of. So, eventually, everything was a go.
At the beginning, I made mention that I'm a really social person, but then I like to keep my circle of friends really small because I feel like okay, if you are going somewhere, you have to be focused, and for you to be focused, you have to meet people that are as focused as you are. So I have the same set of goals. So I would say I just have like 4 really close friends in the department that we actually do things together. Yeah, 4. I don't want to leave anybody out, so they will not really attack me if they see this. So yes, 4 really close friends. So I make sure that okay, these were people that we had same goals, we see life the same way, because like if you don't really actually, if you don't move with people that you see life the same way, you might be having contradictions in the way you think, and that might really affect your productivity. So I made sure that okay, I had people that okay, we saw life the same way, we had the same goals for our academics, and we're really to do whatever it takes to actually come out on top.
What resources or services have you found helpful in navigating academic or personal challenges in the university?
Free Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi. I can browse anything, Google anything at any given time and get my answers. Yeah.
Well, I think the answer here should be short. Basically, prayer, I guess, because here you just have to pray. No matter what you do, you have to have prayers by your side. I think that's just the short answer for that.
Okay, resources like, okay, some resources from the library, and then having like senior friends that can put you through, maybe either from your department, either around, but reasonable friends, of course, that can put you through.
The resources I found helpful is the MTL library, where students can access the internet without paying a dime, and by the virtue of that, you get to photocopy materials at a subsidized price. You have the Kill library there that has a lot of resources that are useful to you. More specifically, the departmental library and the faculty libraries are very, very useful to my academic build up and excellence on campus.
Wow, academic challenges, I would say Google is your best friend, honestly, because I would say that I'm departmental library, but then I'm not really like used to it. So whatever you're looking for, Google is your best option. And then the Indian guys on YouTube.
First of all, personal challenges. I think I should start with the environment, the school precisely. I think as far as ABU goes, I would love to commend the facilities, that is the classrooms, the Wi-Fi, power supply, water. I think it's very okay. So I think these are resources that if a student has, at least to what ABU offers, I think you shouldn't have issues with coping with the environmental system and the academic challenges. So, and then as far as I'm concerned with my own lecturers in the department, I would love to commend how they take their time to give us everything we need to understand the course they take and eventually pass the exams.
I'm a member of ESF, Engineering Student Fellowship, and that fellowship is just, they've been a life support. I will literally say a life support, because when I'm down, when I need help, I just have somebody there to run to, and it's been it for me.
The major resource that ABU has is its students. My friends have been my support system, like from the get-go. Eventually, they're like my therapy, kind of, for me. There's no support system that ABU has specifically. It's just my friends and people.
I am a religious person. Actually, I am a Christian. I do music, so I move with a lot of people that okay, we have the same interest, and we did a lot of things that were similar. So I really found I like I said, I'm a religious person, so I found the place of the God factor. I found this really, really helpful. That was the number one what do you have to say, the number one resource I found helpful. Secondly, also I like I said, I had friends that were having same goals, so they were always there to help me with materials. If we had a class, if the class was happening, if the test was happening, if we had a presentation and I was not aware, those kind of stuff. So I believe relationship, first with God and with people that I found around myself in university, were key factors for me.
Have you participated in any clubs, organizations, or events on campus? If so, which ones and how have they enriched your university experience?
Creative Writers Club. It gave me room to like learn more about my writing and improve them. And Actors Nigeria and Actors ABU improved my entrepreneurial skill and my exposure to my current environment. Yes.
Well, I'm a current serving senator of my class. I represent my class in the pharmacy parliament, and I'm the sitting senator there. And we help the association executives. We help them we maintain law and order, and we sign the bills, sign the constitutional laws, Basically, we just oversee the affairs of the association in a low-key way. But the executives, they are the main face of the association.
How has it enriched your life?
Well, it has actually taught me leadership experience, and it has enriched my life positively because these are the experiences you have in university are experiences that are going to last you a lifetime. Every single thing you learn here, one way or the other, is going to help you in the future. I believe explaining the association activities wouldn't be a stress because we all know that one way or the other, we are all leaders in our houses, in our communities. So we have to learn leadership skills, something we have to develop. So I believe it has contributed to a big factor in my life, actually.
I haven't really participated in any. I'm kind of like a boring person, let me say. Okay, I've attended some programs in Drama Village, Social Center, and all of that, but I haven't participated personally.
Yes, I've participated in a club, and like I mentioned earlier, I collaborated with other students from business school to establish a student finance club, through which I myself, as a sociology student, am able to build career in finance, and I've taken a couple of internships with firms in Lagos and outside the country. And currently, I have programs I'm doing, and right now, we're preparing for exam. Our club is on break. Students are facing the exams, and after that, they'll come back, and we'll do a lot of extracurricular activities that will help them prepare for the world outside school.
Wow, I do not do anything. I don't really like university organizations. It's too political. There's so much drama, so I just avoid it, honestly. I don't do anything. I don't play any sports. I don't party. I just don't do anything really.
Yes, I have. Maybe you're familiar with the MSSN in the school. Yeah, I used to attend their lectures, and there was a time they wanted to take me as part of the officials. I think the one for the faculty here, it's called EDMU. They wanted to take me in, but for some reasons, I decided to not go for the interview, and that was how I didn't make it up to the officials. Although I successfully participated in my departmental politics, if you can call it politics. So I held the post. It was editor-in-chief. That was, I think, 200 level, and I won. It was a nice experience, but I didn't go back. Due to some personal reasons, I didn't go back.
While you were there, how did it enrich your life?
Well, although I've had a previous experience with leadership, that was back then in secondary school before I made it to university. Here, I think I have a deeper understanding of leadership, and sometimes I think I came up with this thing about putting on shoes. Sometimes we judge our leaders without really understanding what they are going through. So, and I think when I went and had a little experience, I understood what it is at the upper level and how it is for them to make decisions. Sometimes they don't really have a choice. They just have to do it like that for the betterment of others. Maybe sometimes you have this collateral, you might sacrifice a little to enrich the majority. So I think I understood how it is to be a leader and make tough choices. Just a little, actually, not that much.
I'm part of Enactus ABU, and I'm one of the unit heads. I'm the unit head of welfare. So it has not been an easy work, but then I love it. I love it, the experience it gives me, and then I can literally tell people what it's about, and I can literally do a whole lot of things I couldn't do before. I can stand to talk to people. I can do a whole lot of things, and Enactus has been it for me too.
Events that I've participated in are majorly social events, especially back then, second semesters, we used to have lots of, what is it called, dramas in Drama Village, events in social center and love gardens and the likes. Then the most memorable one, I think, was the time that Trace City came around. They did in Cantagora Square, and it was really, really nice experience for me. I basically get to brag among friends that big artists like Peruzzi, Lil Cherish, and all have been to my school. You know, most northern universities don't have such experiences, so they have to come all the way to Zaria to experience it, and it was really nice for me.
Academically, I've not participated in any club academically. Like I said, I only choose music, so they were extracurricular stuffs. They were not academic per se. I'm kind of person that I manage my time, so I found out that okay, I won't be really able to manage my time, if I should involve other activities to my work. So it was just basically school, no other activities.
How do you prioritize self-care and mental health while adjusting to university life?
That's a tricky one because I'm still battling it somehow. But yeah, the same with what I said, making sure of the more important things. When I notice that, okay, I'm being overly stressed with the school activity, I'm deliberate about pausing and resting because I will not do anything well if I'm stressed out. Don't do it tired, you spoil it.
Well, I prioritize self-care and mental health first before any other thing. Because if I'm not mentally stable, I cannot do anything. So I make sure I relieve stress the way I relieve my stresses. I try to relax. In as much as I don't have time, I still make sure I get time for some activities. Have a little bit of fun to the best way I can with the limited time I've been given. Because if you're crazy, you cannot survive here, and this place is going to make you crazy. So you have to make sure you maintain your mental consciousness, or else you're going to go crazy.
I would like they say health is wealth. So your health first, actually, and then thanks be to God, the school has provided a good healthcare center. So you don't necessarily have to wait until you break down completely because you want to be an A student before you go to the clinic or something. But once you notice any slight changes, and from time to time, you can do a proper checkup on yourself.
I prioritize self-care and mental health by saying no when I need to, because a lot of people come with a lot of requests to help them with one task or the other, and I look at it if it's what is going to eat into my time without me gaining something tangible from it. I will tell the person to look for another alternative on time, and that has helped me to prioritize my mental health, because at the end of the day, you couldn't say no to a lot of people and you take on things that you end up blaming yourself for. And also I maintain the right networks of people that will not give you problem over anything, because our goal is simply to excel academically and also become a better person in the society. So you being able to say no when you need to, and maintaining the right network of people who has the same goal as you will help you to prioritize your mental health and self-care on campus.
It's not easy, but sometimes you just have to put yourself first. Whenever I get extremely overwhelmed or overstimulated, because I do have like anxiety, and whenever it gets to the point where I can't really even, I'm just not me anymore, I take time off. Like I would take a week, 2 weeks, depending on how much time I need, and I just take time for myself, I go to the salon, I take care of myself, I eat properly, because sometimes I'm malnourished, honestly. And I would say that's the best self-care tips I have for myself.
First of all, I have to say it, being in the university can be very challenging, especially when you consider the environmental factors, physical factors, and emotional and how would I say spiritual scenarios that you tend to encounter. But I think for me, if you are yourself, let me prioritize on home training. If you are going to stick to your home training and not let external influence affect you, I think you're good to go. Because I think everyone who is in the university is most likely or almost from a very, very good family background. So if you hold on to that, I think you should do well.
Being an abu-zaria is draining. It's killing, it's draining. But then I always used to tell myself this: last, we'll go there, right? There's nothing that should take away your mental health from you. Your mental health is everything you. So I usually tell myself this, and that has really been helping me. Telling myself always that I'm going to be fine, no matter what's happening, no matter how hard the school is, no matter how hard things are around me, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to pass through whatever it is I'm passing through well.
I can just speak today and say, I want to remain on my bed, pressing my phone, TikToks and the like. That's all I do. I take care of myself when I need to take care of myself. When I need baby boy treatment, I know people to contact and all of that. So
For me, mental health is top notch. It's high there on my priority list, because I'm kind of person that I love serenity. I love having a sound mind. So I made sure that I didn't do anything that was toxic. I didn't do anything that was toxic to my mental health. in the sense the people I relate with, places I go to, activities I involve myself with. Mental health for me is is a top priority. So I believe like what should really help people is when you make sure you know yourself, you know what triggers you off, you know what makes you feel depressed, you know what keeps you down, what makes you happy. So and you select those things, you see the kind of people that okay, they actually want you to feel good about yourself, they want you to feel okay about yourself. And that's why like I don't really have much friends. I make sure I didn't make much friends in school because I wanted my mental health to be top notch. I wanted it to be academics, then church.
What advice do you have for incoming students, those who call jam Beatles, on making the most of their university experience and setting themselves up for success on campus and afterwards?
I think what affected me when I came as a Jambito, I was really excited, university life, and I allowed myself get really distracted. It was after my first semester results that I realized that okay, this is business. So I think where you're coming in, yes, you should be excited, you should be ready to explore, but also keep in mind that the main thing that brought you to school, which is your academics, or else you get distracted and it's after you've spilled like two that then you realize that it's serious and then you need to buckle up. So don't make the same mistake I did.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Well, to the incoming Abu sites, whoever wants to come to ABU still, you should just get ready, get ready to see things you've never seen before. And I think if you're ready for that, then you should be prepared to, I don't know how to say, but enjoy the experience or live the experience in as much as it's bad, because it's something that's going to help you in the future. You're going to meet different friends. You're going to have good and bad memories. But at the end of the day, I think people say university, your time in university is basically the most important factor in your life. It's going to shape who you are going to be as an adult in the future. So my advice for whoever is coming into EBU, it depends on your department or faculty. Just make sure you adapt to the kind of surrounding you are brought into. Like here now, if you are coming here, just make sure that you're not going to have, just know that you're not going to have time for yourself. You have to try and create time for yourself, but you don't have time for yourself. You're the one that will have to create time for yourself and learn to adapt. And if you're going to another department, engineering, all of the same thing is needed. Adaptation, focus, and mental preparedness. And if you're ready for that, I think you can overcome not just this university, any other university in Nigeria. Because as we all know, federal universities are a level above the rest in different aspects, even in terms of suffering.
All right, like I said earlier, set your priorities right. But the fact that okay, it's book that brought you to school, it doesn't mean you shouldn't socialize or anything. Just set your priorities right and don't do too much in everything you're doing. Thank you.
Yay, bye.
So even before you set your goal, I would advise you to be flexible because your goal will never be static on campus. As you proceed ahead, your goal will change. So be flexible, set your goal, maintain the right network of people, and do the right thing. Be at the right place at the right time. How will you be at the right place at the right time? Know what you want and go for it on campus. Thank you.
Well, I would say the best advice I can give you is to don't let the pressure get to you, because once you do that, then like you're already putting yourself up for, I don't want to say failure, but you're already putting the standard so high for yourself, and then it's going to be more negative if you don't actually get what you want. So I would say you take each day as it comes, like tackle each challenge as it comes. Don't sort of have this mindset that oh, there's so much to do, there's this, there's that, it's ABU, you have to do this. No, ABU is actually quite fun, honestly, if you know how to sort of navigate your way through it. So I would say take your time, take a day at a time, do not be overwhelmed, don't let the pressure get to you, and also don't get carried away with the social life in school. ABU is quite social and you can easily fall into that life, and it's addictive, honestly. So I would say put your head in the game, know why you're here, know why your parents sent you here, and know the kind of future you want for yourself. The other question of like an advice on campus, I think that's it. Then outside of school, I would say ABU is like the biggest network you ever come across. Like this is where you meet people who become people. Like, go through Nigeria's history, you know, some of the biggest names in this country come from abu-zaria. So you have to like build your network, know people, because the people you know here are the people that are going to matter later in life. So know people, you know, have great relationships with your lecturers, with your friends, with other departments, just in general. And, you know, with grace and faith in God, I think we'll all make it, inshallah.
Okay, I am still a student actually, so although I might have a little of experience compared to Jambitos, I can't say much. But first of all, I would love to, if any of the Jambitos is going to be seeing this video, I would love to wish them a successful academic career here in the university. And secondly, like I said in the previous answer, be yourself. That's one, be yourself. Two, you should understand yourself. And three, you should know your weaknesses and your strength. So I think if you know these few things, you should be able to navigate through a successful academic career, because I think that's the priority of being in university. Your academic career is the most important. Although there are other things like building connections, meeting people, but I think the most important is to get what you want in the first place, and that's the academic career. So I think the things I said earlier about your knowing yourself, sticking to your home training, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, and doing the right thing. I think these things combined together should help you in the environment, that's in the school environment. And if you graduate, I don't know how I don't know how to put this. You know, I think for Jambitos, because I think I had similar thoughts. When you make it to the university at first, you think you have this feeling that okay, your success depends on your academic career. That's true. I wouldn't say it's not. But then if you look at the environment and the world we live in, we have many people that are not even having very good academic records, and they're doing exceptionally well. So if you look at it, if we're going to say the truth, you need more than academics. You need good academics, you need to have a good personality, and most of all, try to see the positivity in everything. The more you see positivity, I think the better it is. Neglect the negative aspects. Yeah, there's negativity in everything, but neglect it. Focus on the positive aspects, and I think you're good to go both outside and inside the school environment.
Okay. First of all, build relationships. That's very, very important. Relationship will do for you what money and school cannot do for you. So build relationships, make friends, join other things that'll help you grow. So I think basically that's what you can do, and you go far. And then learn skills. Very important. Learn skills. You learn skills, become better, and you do better in life. Thank you.
Basically, always you came to university, you should actually experience the university. So your academics are top priorities, and I advise everybody to take it seriously. But then having a social experience of the campus is really, really important. And knowing your environment is something else. Because I remember I was in 200 level and I was hearing my meeting, they have not been to the dam and all of that. And I've been to those places like the first 2 weeks I came to this school. So it was really, really funny and just not so nice to say. But then experience everything you can experience. And the most important thing in ABU is that it is a community. Make friends and make friends. Because those friends are who will like help you later in life, link you up with different opportunities. Basically, that's all I can say. Right?
Okay, my advice for anybody coming to school, like the cliche goes, really know what you're here for. If you are here for academics, you've definitely left your house, so come do academics. So you should put in your best. As you're coming in, you have to set your mind, and you might really not take the path that I took in achieving your goals, but then you should make sure that you're really true to yourself. Because a lot of people, they find it really difficult to know themselves. I think that should be one of the first thing you're doing when you're coming to school. As you're settling in, you need to find out who you are, where you are from, what keeps you going, what works for you. Yeah, personally, once you find out what works for you, then you get people that have same like minds, because definitely they say, as the saying goes, iron sharpeneth irons. So like minds, you should get people that have like minds, that are really to work, that see your goals as something tangible, that you don't see your goals as something ephemeral. I don't know if you understand, but then that's what I want for people coming in. And like, you should not take away the spiritual factor too, because sometimes that's a is like a solace where you run to, because definitely you get frustrated in school. Like, yeah, you have your ups, you have your downs, so you should also always make sure that your mind, your mental health is sound, because once there is a dip in your mental health, that can affect your performances. You should not crowd yourself with activities. Me, I'm the kind of person that I know that, okay, I don't do well with so many activities. Sometimes I might just, people might find it difficult to sing, because like, I just like to keep calm to myself, we strategize and go again. So I think first what you have to do is find yourself, get people with like minds, keep going, always get a solace to refill yourself, because there will be times when definitely you'll be down. And if you know your academic performance, if you know you're not really good, you have to put in more effort to be good. You should not measure yourself with other people, because you both have different strengths. You both have different strengths and different weaknesses. So you should find yourself, find out what works for you. And also, you should not really be that invested in your academic activities, that you don't really know what happened in the other worlds. What I mean is that you should not be ignorant about other things, other stuff, like other extracurricular stuff, because they might turn helpful even when you leave school. Like, you should also engage in other social activities, try to improve your knowledge about other things in life, because definitely they will help.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Yep.
Big ups to the man behind the camera.
Abba cinematographer.
Right. Anyways, I do hope you enjoy it. Share this video,
Share.
to other
Subscribe.
students. Yeah, please.
Comment. Yes. Bye. See you guys
Bye.
again.